training on Periscope because it did work yesterday fine. So moving into day 3 of the training. See me if it's working okay, then I'm going to do the training here. So hi to everybody who is rolling in at the moment, and I hope that you've had the time to listen to the audio of day 1, and then we are now into day 3. So on day 2 I did a pre-recorded video and I put it up on YouTube and put that into Build Your Brand Online, which is my online Facebook group for women entrepreneurs. So I have 2 companies. One is I do business coaching with people from all over the world. I help people develop their brands, and I have a web developer on my team. So when you work with me as a business coach, you also have that option of actually developing the website at the end of it. So as I've been explaining, branding is so much more than just a website or just a logo. So hopefully you've watched day 1 and day 2. And now so once you've done all that background work, we're now into creating the physical brand. So that's what day 3 is all about, is creating the physical brand now. Once you've done all that background work and you know who your target market is, who you want to actually work with, what your packages are, what you're doing, and all that background work that we did in day 1 and 2 will now help you when it comes to creating the actual physical brand. So what you need to do is decide what that's going to be. So it could be anything from a logo, graphic elements, a website, your social media channels, your packaging, and your products. So, I had a wedding photography business for 8 years. I photographed weddings all over the world. So we had our business cards, the website, our social media channels, and then we also had our wedding albums. So depending on what your price point is, your packaging and your wedding albums had to be of a specific standard to match the price point that we wanted to be at. So keep tapping the screen so I can see the heart, so that I know that the feed is working okay today on Periscope. I really appreciate that. Helps me keep going. So depending on what kind of business you have, you're definitely going to need a logo, you're definitely going to need a website, social media channels, and possibly packaging, possibly products, just depending what you're doing. Sometimes it's nice to create packages that you send out to your clients if you are like a coach or something like that, where you don't have a physical product, like with the wedding photography business or some other kind of business. You might want to make some kind of nice pack that you send your clients that's branded. So how do you start doing this? Start studying brands that you love and who have a similar target market to you. So do you fit your brand? Are you an opulent, luxurious type of person? Do you enjoy that kind of thing? Are you more quirky? Are you more corporate? I remember in the wedding photography days back in London when I lived there, everybody went through the stage of the vintage style photos. I don't know if you remember that. And I remember a couple came, and I think it was Emma Case, and they really lived and embodied that brand and that kind of hipster vibe. And I could see that this was the popular trend, but I actually purposely didn't go down that route. Although, I know Photoshop well, I was a retoucher for years. Of course, I could do vintage style pictures, but it wasn't authentic to me. So you've got to be careful that you don't just follow trends of, maybe photography styles or some kind of branding style just because it's popular at the time. It needs to be authentic to you. So if you're looking around at other people in your same industry, the problem is you can start comparing and start creating a brand that looks so much like theirs. So I actually recommend not looking in your own industry, looking outside of your industry and getting the inspiration from there. And make sure it's authentic to you. You're the one who's going to live with this brand, hopefully for the next 2 years or so. You can always update the website a little bit, but the brand itself should be able to stand the test of time. So my kind of brand for my coaching business, because I love to live by the ocean, we actually have an ocean view. If you walk into our living area, we have a panoramic ocean view, which I'm truly grateful for every day, and we have that from each bedroom as well. We have an apartment here looking over the Indian Ocean. So I love to be by the beach. My husband's a surfer, my father was a surfer, but I do like a bit of luxury in my life. I'm not a camping person, I'm more of a glamping person. I like barefoot luxury. So when we lived in the Caribbean, in Turks and Caicos, that was like the epitome of barefoot luxury. There was a little island called Parrot Key where we used to go and photograph very exclusive weddings. People like Donna Karan and Keith Richards had houses there. And nothing was over the top, nothing was opulent, none of the buildings were built too high. It was all very eco and barefoot luxury. So that really was the brand that I wanted to create when I created my coaching site. And you'll see one of the main images I use for my branding is me on a peacock chair sitting on the beach with no shoes on, but I have a beautiful dress which I bought from Net-a-Porter in London, which I had shipped over. So that is kind of the mix of the barefoot luxury, and that image is kind of the epitome of my brand, and it's the one that people connect with a lot. So think about that. The next thing I want you to do is to take your phone, which you all have, I'm sure, with your camera on it, and go to either a mall or a high street if you're in Europe, and I want you to start noticing brands and taking photos of things you like logos and fonts and packaging and shop front windows. And we can all go onto Pinterest, and I do use Pinterest and I do recommend Pinterest. Because that's a good way that you can make a secret board, nobody else can see it, and you can pin all sorts of things that you like there, from your pictures to websites you like to your branding, packaging, things that you like. But there's something to be said to go out physically and start opening your eyes and actually training yourself to notice what you're attracted to and what you like. And it might be a little bit all over the place in the beginning, and then you slowly bring it into what you like and you kind of narrow it down. So create, another fun thing to do is to create a physical vision board for your brand. So we all know about vision boarding if you've watched The Secret or read the book or into any of that kind of thing. It's really fun to do for your life, but it's actually a great way of doing something physical for your branding work as well. And you can create a physical mood board and tear things out of magazines and glue them down and have the people you want to work with. And I've actually started doing mine. I'll show you quickly. I've only just started it, so it's not that far along, but I've got, funny enough, I started doing this vision board. It's so interesting, and this image here is the one that I've used to promote my Oyster Box one-day coaching intensives that I do here in South Africa at Umhlanga. And when I went to start creating my vision board, guess what image was on the second page of the first magazine that I opened up? And it was the exact same image that I used on my main page that talks all about my coaching services and doing this one-day intensive. So I thought that was really cool. And then this is kind of more sort of dream boarding about, the kind of place that I'd like and the view that I'd like and the coastal living. So that is the vision board I'm creating at the moment, more of like a life and business kind of goals. But you can do that for your brand as well, and it's great to have physical things and keep them around you so that you, and have it a while. It's like if you're going to have a tattoo, you wouldn't just pick it randomly and just go for it. You want to get used to that thing and see if it's going to sit well. Does it sit well with you? Is it going to last the test of time? So all of this stuff, like day 1 and day 2, helps you get clear on what you want to do. So the other thing is colors as well, and start noticing which colors. Look up the meaning of the colors as well. A lot of colors have specific meanings to them, so watch for that. Okay, if you have any questions, we're coming towards the end of day 3's training. I love the interaction in the Facebook group. I'm so glad that Periscope worked okay today. The Facebook group is called Build Your Brand Online. And I'm a business coach. I work with women from all over the world. My coaching site is Segerius Bruce Coaching. Segerius, Segerius Bruce Coaching. A lot of people will know me in the UK from the wedding industry. I had a wedding photography business for 8 years, and we photographed weddings all over the world. By the time we left the UK, we were charging around the £5,000 to £6,000 for a wedding. And then we moved to Turks and Caicos, and we worked at a studio there. I had my baby there. Things changed once I had baby, and I didn't want to go back to work full time. I wanted to have that freedom. Now, when I was working part time, I did in 1 year $250,000 worth of weddings and portraits. So it's definitely possible in whatever business you have to up-level your brand and increase your pricing, but everything's got to match, and you've got to be confident in your pricing and where you're at. I then left the Turks and Caicos Islands when my daughter was about 15 months old. We came back to South Africa after being away for 15 years. And so that was a big decision, but I also decided to change a little bit because our photography business, mine and the studio, had done so well through blogging and social media. I started offering that to other women in the wedding industry at first, and then it branched out to, we did the Chocolate Festival in London, I've done property developers in the Caribbean, so a number of different clients where we take care of their social media and their blogging and their writing, and I have 2 ladies who work with me who do that. And so that business also, I started out at a lower price point, and then that's built up and the price points increased. And then what I do is I started on a 3-month package, and now everybody is on a 6-month package. So there's ways to up-level your business, and it doesn't have to take forever. So that business I've had for just over a year now. It's still going. I still have the 2 ladies who work for me. I oversee everything. I sign everything off, but I've trained the ladies, and I have really good team who help me. So I'm passionate now about helping other businesswomen to have a life and a business. So like, you don't have to work 12 hours a day, that you can do what I do, and I try to model that as best as I can. You can follow me on Snapchat. You get the real behind the scenes on Snapchat. That's what's really cool about it. It's Segerius Bruce. Instagram as well is a great one to see lifestyle and, you know, the things that I'm teaching and living and demonstrating and learning from my coaches as well. It's all about personal development, and without that you can't have a successful business and put yourself out there and have a great brand that you're proud of. So it's all about living the brand, creating the brand, and attracting the clients that you want. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. Build your brand online. Thank you for sharing. If you've enjoyed the scope, please share this with your followers. You can click the little dude, the Perry dude, click on that, and then you click on share followers. I think it's always better, a little Periscope tip, it's always better to share within Periscope. You can tweet it out and whatnot, that's great too, but people come to Periscope and they're expecting this medium. So what I coach people on, and what I tell social media clients as well, is be in the platform. So learn the platform, be in the platform, and embrace it. Snapchat, use the filters, don't be so serious, you know, create a story. Instagram, get better at taking pictures. It's a photo app. You know, you've got to embrace the app. Facebook, I think we all know Facebook, you know, just embrace the social medias. It's changing the way that we communicate, and make sure that you brand it across your social media. So whatever your brand may be, if you looked across all of your channels, do they all look cohesive? And that's something to think about going forward. So any questions you have for me, you can type in here now, and I'll stay on for a couple of minutes for Q&A if anyone has questions. If not, then I'll go into the Facebook group. I'm going to post this video into the Facebook group, and then I'll get you in the comments there. I know that people are in different time zones. I've had almost 200 women sign up for this training, which is amazing, through Facebook ads. So it's amazing that you can embrace social media, you can reach people from all over the world. It doesn't matter where you're based. So we can have these limiting beliefs about, well, in my area I won't be able to charge this, or I won't be able to do that, but actually we have the whole world available to us. With whatever that we're, you know, the thing that we're offering, especially if it's a service. So if you're a web designer, graphic designer, life coach, health coach, whatever it may be, social media management, even the photography, funny enough, when we lived in the UK, we lived in Surrey. We never shot any weddings in Surrey, I swear. We travelled all over the place. So we did weddings in Ireland, we did weddings in London, we did weddings in Scotland, we went to Bali, Marrakesh, Mauritius, South Africa. People paid for our flights and we shot the weddings out there. Prague, Paris. So even there, so you could tell yourself, well, it's because I'm in South Africa, it's because I'm on a little island, or if I'm wherever you may be, our economy is bad. We were based in Surrey, which is actually quite an affluent area in the UK. It's just south of London, about an hour. And we never booked weddings in Surrey. I don't know why. Maybe we booked a few, but hardly any. Like, we were literally 80% of our weddings we travelled for, which at the time was exciting to us. We wanted to do that. Maybe when you have kids, that doesn't work as much, and then you have to really focus in. Now, we were getting PR for our business with national magazines, so we were known UK-wide, and then we also got published internationally. So having the time to do those submissions for PR is really, really important as well. So let's see you in Build Your Brand Online. If you have any questions about this stuff, let me know. I am taking discovery calls this week. I've already had 4, so I'm quite excited about that. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one as a business coach, then you can book in a discovery call with me, which is basically a chance to chat with me over Skype to see if I'm the right fit for you and if you're the right fit for me. So coaching is 50-50. It's a symbiotic relationship. So it has to be a good fit all round, and I never want to take on a client that I know I can't help 100%. I would never do that. In fact, I had somebody the other day who was inquiring about my done for you service, looking for, I think it was like 3 or 6 months of done for you service. But I just honestly said to them, and you might be watching, that you're not at a place where you need to outsource your social media yet. That business I created for people who are so busy with bookings that they don't have time to do their own blogging and social media. I would rather have you as a business, like as a coach, and teach you how to do it, and then you get your clients in, and then once you get to this point, you're usually in year 2 or 3, where you're so booked out, you're so busy, and people then need to take that leap and outsource. Those are the people who come to us for the done for you service, so where we do your social media for you. And I would rather say to someone that I feel you're not ready for that yet. Your business will get there, and when you are so booked out that you don't have time, then you outsource that kind of thing. So there's specific times and areas of your business where you need to be ready for that kind of thing. So I like to be honest about that. And if you want to book a discovery call with me, I think it's, or I'll have to put up the bit.ly link. I think it's bit.ly / or I'm not sure of it now actually. I'll put it up in the Facebook group, or just PM me, or go onto my coaching site. There's buttons on there to book a discovery call. It's a no strings attached, but obviously if you're quite interested, that would be great. And then we can have a chat about, what is coaching and how does it help your business if you want to go forward. I work with a business coach. I've just signed up. I did a group program for 6 weeks with a new coach, and I've just signed up for another month of one-on-one coaching. It's really high touch. We're going to be chatting quite often, like a few times a week. So I'm really, really excited about that, and the level of support that I'm going to get. It's a real up level for me, so I'm very, very much looking forward to it. There we go. Is that right, Taylor? Is that right? Discovery call for coaching? It seems a bit long. Is that the right one? Did you double check it? Thanks, Taylor, for putting that in. I think it's a little bit long though. I don't remember having all those dashes in there. Alright, cool. Thanks for joining me, and I'll get you in the Facebook group. Have a nice day.